Think about your last meeting, either a meeting that you led or a meeting that you attended. Did you enjoy being there? Look around the room. How about your colleagues? Are they enjoying being there? Or does this describe the meeting? Meetings where minutes are taken and hours are wasted. Unfortunately, that's an accurate description of too many meetings. It doesn't have to be that way. Let me show you how to lead a meeting that people enjoy attending. It begins by moving your focus. Stop focusing on a meeting as the meeting itself. The successful meeting is not an event. Successful meetings are part of a process, a three-step process that begins with preparation. We prepare by asking and answering a series of questions. Why are we meeting? What do we want to accomplish? What problem needs to be solved? When we have answers, then we can prepare an agenda, an action agenda that we use while we're running the meeting. We run the meeting in support of an action agenda to reach a conclusion, to come to a decision, to exchange information. And the third step in the process is done while we're together, while we're actually meeting, either in person or teleconference. Determine roles and responsibilities, who will do what by when. When we have our roles and responsibilities and our follow-up, we have the preparation for the subsequent meeting. So follow the process and you will have better meetings. Let's see, why are we meeting? What is it that we want to accomplish? When we have answers to what it is we want to accomplish, then we know who needs to be involved, who needs to be invited to participate in the meeting. We only need to invite people who will actually participate in helping us to accomplish. Now we have the purpose for the meeting. Here are some reasons for meeting. When we need to exchange information, and I'm going to underline exchange. It's not to give information. You can give information in email. When you need to exchange information, when you need to gather advice, you need to meet. You need to be in person or over the telephone. When you need to meet to reach a decision, you want people who will actually participate in helping you to make that decision. When you need to clarify issues, tied in with exchange. Clarify means that we help people to understand the issue when there's give and take. Another reason for meeting is when we need to solve a problem. We need to invite people whose perspectives are important in helping us to come to a correct solution. When we need to clarify roles and responsibilities, we want to do that while we're together so that people accept their roles and their responsibilities. So we have agreements. When we need to share information, when we need to share successes, that's a good reason for meeting. Sometimes people just want to meet, perhaps to help to bond or to build a team. Now let's look at reasons for not meeting. When it's a personal matter, that's not a meeting. You meet one-on-one. You meet with the people who are directly involved in that matter. If you don't have time to prepare, cancel the meeting. Defer the meeting until you do have the time to properly prepare. Are there better ways to communicate? Especially if you say, well, we've always done it that way. Re-examine why you're meeting. Have a purpose for meeting. The purpose determines the people. Without a purpose, you don't know who to invite. You don't know how to cast your meeting. So what is the purpose? One of three reasons. We meet to solve problems. First, of course, we must define the problem before we can determine the solution. We also meet to make decisions, and we have different procedures for reaching a decision. Consensus, majority vote, or the leader decides with or without input from the group that's meeting. The third general category for a purpose of meeting is for information. And again, remember, we want to exchange information. We want to clarify issues. So here we can seek to cancel as many of these issues as we can. Is there a better way through email or posting it on the intranet? Who should actually attend? Remember, purpose determines the people. So we want to make sure that we have key decision makers in attendance participating in our meetings. People who have specific knowledge or information about the subject. So subject matter experts. people who are affected by the problem, who will be affected by the solution. Key decision makers. I like to say cast your meeting. So we want to assign roles when we invite people. When we invite people for a participative meeting, we want to give them a specific role for the role that they will play in attendance. So here's a sample agenda I used as a source from the Harvard Business School Pocket Mentor series. So here we have the purpose for the meeting, what it is that we want to accomplish, the topics that will be on the agenda, who's invited to participate, where we will meet, and when we will meet. Now here is an agenda. I do strongly suggest that you use time allocation. So here we have 55 minutes allocated. This is a good agenda for a 1-hour meeting. And remember, we determine the next steps while we're together. So that's a key to having successful meetings. Actually assign and get agreement on the next steps, the roles and responsibilities while you're together. So when you're running the meeting, now that you have an action agenda and the people who you've invited to participate, make sure that you open and close on time. Always close on time. So when you have an agenda that's timed out, you will know how much you need to discuss. Clarify your purpose and outcomes before you complete the meeting. Follow the agenda. The agenda outlines your purpose. And you invite people because you want participation. Make sure that you achieve full participation from all those in attendance. And clarify the next steps while you're together. So what needs to be done, who's responsible for it, and when must it be accomplished? The point is rarely the meeting itself. The purpose is the action that comes out of it. And make sure that you communicate those actions. Be clear, be concise, be consistent in your messaging. So when you approach meetings as a process, you will learn how to run meetings that people enjoy attending. And I'll see you in the next e-newsletter.